السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد إن يشأ يذهبكم ويأتي بخلق جديد وما ذلك على الله بعزيز. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمن للمؤمن كالبنيان يشد بعضه بعضا وشبك بين أصابعه. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمن للمؤمن كالبنيان يشد بعضه بعضا وشبك بين أصابعه. ويقول صلى الله عليه وسلم من كان في حاجة أخيه كان الله في حاجته ومن كان في وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم والله في عون العبد ما كان العبد في عون أخيه. My dear brothers in Deen and Islam, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu has blessed us with Iman. That's the first and foremost thing. That Allah has given us life and Iman. Iman is something that we didn't put an application to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want to go to another country, if you want to travel from here, say to another country, we have to apply for a visa. And if somebody wants to come here from another country, they have to apply for a visa. And the visa can be cancelled also. And the visa can be approved also. But to travel, we have to have a visa, generally. Or you will gain a visa on arrival. Nobody can go to another country without permission. If you want to go to a university or a college, we have to apply application for the students. They have to apply for what department they want to go in, what they want to study. But Iman is that we did not give an application. We didn't give an application to be born. Allah gave us that He made us amongst humans. This is Allah saying, Ya ayyuhan nas antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. That, O people, Allah is not saying Ya ayyuhan ladhina amanu. Where Allah says Ya ayyuhan nas, His audience is the whole of mankind, from the time of Adam alayhi salam to the last person. Ya ayyuhan nas antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. You are all in need of Allah. The richest of the richest, he is in the need of Allah. The poorest of the poorest, he is in need of Allah. The most intelligent, he is in need of Allah. The one who does not have sane mind, he is in need of Allah. Every one of us is in the need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Regardless if we believe in Allah or we don't believe in Allah. If we accept La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Or those who don't accept La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Every one of us who lives on the face of this earth, who has lived or will live, every one of us is in the need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he can call Allah Allah, or whatever in his language he calls Allah, wahdahu la sharik, but he is in need of Allah. It's an ajeeb ayah. Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. All of us you need of Allah. Nobody can say that I don't need Allah. Regardless of how rich, how healthy, how wealthy, how intelligent a person is, he needs Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he admits it, or he doesn't admit, all of us are in the need of Allah. Wallahu huwa al-ghaniyyul hamid. And Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is in need of none of us. Huwa al-ghani. And he's praised. Al-mustaghni. And he has no need for anybody. If all of us, it comes in a hadith, لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم كانوا أتقى على قلب رجل واحد ما زاد في قدرته شيئا. If all of us became like, this is an example from the hadith Qudsi, that if we all became very pious, like the Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم, all of us and all the jinn, and we all believed in Allah, and we 24/7 we did ibadat of Allah, and we did not do sin one moment of Allah. كانوا أتقى على قلب رجل واحد ما زاد في قدرته شيئا. That will not increase in Allah's qudrat an iota, an atom. Nothing. Nothing will increase in Allah's greatness. ولو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم كانوا أشقى على قلب رجل واحد ما نقص في قدرته شيئا. And if all of us would become shayateen, just like shaitan, every one of us, every human person, and all the jinn also, it will not decrease in Allah's qudrat one iota. That is how great Allah is. That's why there is an ayat in the Quran that we have to know. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana li hada wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. That all praise is Allah to Allah. Hadana li hada yani ad-deen. Yani Allah gave us guidance to Islam. And we did not go to seek guidance from Allah. وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَا اللَّهُ. If Allah did not give us guidance. So this is first and foremost, that Allah has given us hidayah. And hidayah is from Allah. And whom Allah wants to give, Allah gives. And if Allah does not want to give somebody hidayah, the whole of mankind cannot give hidayah. No. إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. But obviously, with hidayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to the status of the people, according to how close they are to Allah, Allah tests them also. Allah tests us. And this is the sunnah of Allah. The qudrat of Allah is that He can send every single one of us into Jannah without any amal. That's the qudrat of Allah. If Allah wants, just a person believes, Allah will send him to Jannah. But the sunnah of Allah is that when you come in this world, you have to go through some trials, some tribulation, some troubles. It could be in your worldly life, in your mal, in your amwal, in your children. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. that Allah will give you children. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ, that khawf will come to you. Go and ask the people of Gaza what khawf there is there. What are they going through? Ask them. That from the sky fire comes, from the ground fire comes, from underneath fire comes, from all over the fire is coming. And within seconds, a person who was normal living, within seconds, within a minute of a second, he has left this world. He's shaheed. I was reading about today, somebody sent me, that there was a journalist, Muslim journalist. He was actually from Gaza, and they told him, go home and check on your family. He was reporting, so his colleagues told him that you should go in your area and check on your family. So he went there. When he reached, his family was safe, they were in the house. But within seconds, a rocket came, a missile came, and him and his family, his wife, his children were all shot. Maybe his parents also, everybody was shot. And then they were doing his janaza. And the journalists, the other Muslim journalists, they were crying. There was a doctor from Gaza. He was an anesthesiologist, the person who puts people to sleep for their operation. He was on call for 15 or 16 days. He hadn't been home. For 15 and 16 days, he was on call. You know how much an anesthesiologist earns? He earns at least $500,000 a year if he was in this country. I have students who are doctors and Mufaz, mashallah. And but he chose to live in his homeland, in Gaza, so that he could help the poor. He could help the poor and the needy. For 16 days he was in the hospital, attending to all the people there, the shuhada, the ones who are wounded. Some of them, they had to amputate their legs or arms, and there was one child. I have the video, and I tell you, you cannot see it. Half his head was blown away. When we see our children, just for a moment think that alhamdulillah they are with afiyah. They are with afiyah. That's why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, ask this dua regularly. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-afwa wal-afiyah wal-mu'afat fi ad-din wal-dunya wal-akhirah. I saw this child, somebody was carrying him. Half his head was blown away. Blown. But there was a smile on his face. There was a smile on his face. وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُنْفَرُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. They think they have finished it. In reality, they haven't finished it. They live forever. Because one day we all have to go from this world. They live forever, regardless if you believe in Allah and His Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or you don't believe. Everybody agrees to one thing: death comes to everybody. There is no thinker, philosopher who can say that no, some people don't die. They all die. But the shuhada, they live after death. The shuhada, they live after death also. But what I'm saying, I'm expressing that we are sitting here, alhamdulillah, in a masjid. We have AC going on. We have lights. We have everything. But then, at home when we go, we have food in the fridge. We have food served to us. We have our family around us. But imagine that I had to go home and I see that all my family are wiped out within seconds. Within seconds. But in that state, you should see their faces. The people who lost their children, they lost everything. MashaAllah, ma qaddar Allah ma sha, they say. Ma qaddar Allah ma sha. Whatever Allah has written for us has happened. We are happy with Allah. Can I be like that? I don't think so. Can I be like that? I don't know about you, but I don't think so. Because when one of my daughters gets sick, I become agitated. Let's take her to hospital, let's take her to the doctor. And my wife says she only has a headache. It will go away in a day or two, if not a few hours. But as a father, I become, my son goes out the window. And I start thinking, imagine that you have small children and in front of you they are all in kafan. So the father, he lost 2 young sons in a matter of hours. So they went and asked him. So he said, Alhamdulillah, my sons live and inshallah they will take me to Jannah. He says, my sons will live and they will take me to Jannah. Because I am the father of Shuhada. I am the father of Shuhada. And we are sitting here. They have masjids that have been blown to bits. Their masjids have been blown, their hospitals have been blown. We have a small ailment, we go straight away to the emergency. They have broken arms and broken legs if they're living. Or they have shrapnel in their body. And there is no hospital to go to. There is no hospital to go to. Because all the hospitals have been bombed. Because people think that, oh no, they don't need hospitals. They have dehumanized them. This is the word they're using. Dehumanize. If you don't know English, learn it. They call it dehumanize. Yani they are not totally human. This is, the Yahud have a term, Goyam. The Yahud have a term. This is in their Talmud. Talmud is their kitab. In that Talmud, all of humanity who is not Jewish, all of humanity, regardless of Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, whatever, to them, every single person who is not a Jew. Now, Judaism is not a religion. A lot of people think Jews are religious. That's a religion. That's not a religion. Judaism is an ethnicity. And they think that the whole of mankind, even the President of the United States, I don't care if the FBI is listening, even the President of the United States, even the FBI, every single human being on the face of this earth who is not Jewish, he is Goyam. Goyam means cattle. वो आपकी पंजाबी में क्या बोलते हैं? डंगर. जानवर. This इंसान जानवर है. Jan means he has life in him, but not in that term. We are like the cows and the goats. That's why their rabbis are saying you can kill all the children. Here in our Senate, people don't know this, that every state has a Senate also and a House.
Yes.
Republic or representative. could be Democrat. So one African American woman stood up and she spoke with that, how many more children do you want to kill before you stop this war? She said about, at that time, 10,000 people were shaheed. So a sitting member, who's a representative, she said, we want them all to die. This was said in this state. She is from this state. And she said every single one of them should die. And there were many others with her who didn't speak, but their silence is also yes. Their silence is also yes. And we are sitting on our tables eating, drinking, and we don't care. We cannot, even people are asking, why do you make dua in salah? In some masajid, even in the haram, there was a case, 2 cases now, so far. There was a small child, he had a backpack. He was walking in the haram with his father. The backpack had a flag of Palestine. They arrested him. In the house of Allah, he was arrested because he is a small child, 6-year-old. He's walking with a backpack which has, you cannot make dua in front of the Kaaba. If they hear you, they arrest you. There was an imam from Aljazair. He was making dua and people joined him in the dua. Where? Not in America, not in France, not in Europe, not in England, in Baytullah. And they arrested him and they took him to jail. اللهم أهلكهم كما أهلكت عادا وثمود وفرعون. They want to stop us making dua. So that means dua works. What does that mean? Dua works. So what should we do? We will make dua. Everybody wants money. All these organizations. But I scratch my head that where are we going to send money? You cannot send in a bottle of water inside Gaza. People are drinking. You want to know what they're drinking? They're drinking their own urine. Peshab. Because they have no water. They're doing it out of desperation. There's no food. If these people could stop the air that they breathe in, they would stop the air also. But that's not in their power. That is in Allah's power. Allah is testing us. Allah is testing the people of Gaza also. They are paying with their lives, with their children, with their elderly, with their women. They are being shaheed. Whole families are being shaheed. But they will go to Jannah. As soon as that rocket lands, the fire of this dunya, Allah will send them straight into the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's in Surah Buruj that the woman was with a baby and she was hesitant to go into the fire. Ashab al-Ukhdud, Allah has mentioned that there. The Mufassirin say that when all the people were gathered and they were about to be thrown into the fire, people were being thrown into live fire and they were burning. So this woman had a baby and she was hesitant for a moment that I can die, but what about my baby? Allah gave the baby speech. It spoke. He said, oh my mother, as soon as you enter the fire of this man, Yani Zunnawas, apparently he was Yahudi also. That king Zunnawas was a Yahudi also. He was from Yemen. So he said, when you go into his fire, you will enter into the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So she jumps into the fire. Like somebody sent a message that one of the children who died in this state, in Gaza just now, so his mother saw him in her dream. So she said, I was calling you, what happened? He said, I was coming running towards you and the rocket hit me. And then when I woke up, I was in the garden of Jannah. So, if we think that their life is wasted, it's not. But at the same time, we have to be careful of what we say. I'm not talking about governments and that. When we say that, why did they have to do jihad? People say this, why did they have to do jihad? This could take us into Jahannam. This one word can take us to Jahannam. This one sentence. Allah doesn't want us to do jihad. But those who are doing jihad, they are on haqq. Al-jihadu madin ila yawm al-qiyamah. And they are doing a favor to the whole ummah by performing jihad. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and you and all of us the ability to at least understand what they're doing. If nothing else, make dua for them. And when we make dua for them, the dua works. That's why they are trying to stop people in Masjid al-Haram, in Masjid al-Aqsa from making dua, in Masjid al-Nabi from making dua. That if they make dua, Allah accepts their dua, then things will start to change. Ad-du'a mukhul ibadah, ad-du'a silahul mu'min. Dua is the essence of ibadah. When we say Allahu Akbar in salah, we start with what? Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa tabarak asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruka. What is this? This is doing the glorified creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we start from Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. What is this? This is dua. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. This is dua. Then when we recite Quran, when we go into ruku, we are glorifying Allah Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. When we stand up, we say Rabbana wa lakal hamd. So we are doing dua. Our whole salah from takbir tahrima till salam. What is salam? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So when we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, ulama have written that you should make niyyah that, oh Allah, all those who are on my right, may salamati, may peace be upon them. And when he does it on the left, his intention is, oh Allah, all those who are on my left, may peace be upon them. So this is salamati. So my dear brothers, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a lot of things. We have food on the table, we have cars we drive in, we have families, we are safe. So do shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in many ways. One is we make 2 rakats of shukr. And look at our children and say to Allah that, oh Allah, give safe to my children, my coming generations, and they be in Deen and Islam. And when we look at our wealth, we say, Allah, give me more wealth that I can spend in your path. So on this note, inshallah, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the hadith that I read that al-mu'minu lil-mu'mini kal-bunyan yashuddu ba'duhum ba'da فأشبك أصابعه وأصابعه. Yani Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a mu'min, a believer for another mu'min is like a wall, strength. If you put these bricks, these are bricks, this is a wallpaper, not this. These are real bricks. So if you see that how each brick is in its place and it holds up the building, right? So if there's only one brick, it won't stay, but many bricks make it stronger. So mu'min for every moment, for his other mu'min brother or sister, is strength. Then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he put his hands, he put his fingers, وَشَبَّكَ بَيْنَ أَصَابِعِهِ, he put his fingers in his fingers to show that when you hold something, it becomes strong. So my dear brothers, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a person cannot be a mu'min until he does not desire for his brother what he desires for himself. So may Allah give us tawfiq for that, inshallah. The masjid boxes, please pass them around. And inshallah, after salah, I will be outside. After salah, for the tickets for the barbecue on the 2nd of December. This is to help the masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you all barakah in your earnings and so on. Each ticket is $10. If you don't have the money, you can do it by credit card also. But if you have the money, it will be better. It's $10 per ticket. You don't have to buy it today. You can buy it throughout the week or the next 2 weeks. But please help the masjid. Alhamdulillah, through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, and through your brothers and sisters generate their generosity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala runs all the masajid in this country. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq.
Anybody wants to do this?
Yes. We have still a few boxes left of chicken. It's one box is $85. $85. So if we have about 9 boxes done.
10 boxes.
10 boxes. So if somebody wants to donate a box, let me know. Inshallah, after Salah or Brother Giyas, and inshallah that will help also the masjid in financial. Jazakallah. Those brothers who are sitting outside, come inside.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين. أما بعد، أيها المسلمون الموحدون الساجدون الحامدون، قد تجمعنا الآن بأمان وسلام في مسجد الله لنعبده آمنين مطمئنين، بينما إخوان لنا الآن في الشوارع لا مأوى لهم، بعد أن قصفت قيودهم، فقدوا شتى مظاهر الحياة ظلما وقهرا وعدوانا، أصبحوا بلا منازل ولا أبناء ولا أمان ولا حقوق، بلا ذنب لهم. لم يحزنهم فقد منازلهم بقدر ما يميتهم كل ثانية شعور الألم والحزن لفقدهم أعز من كانوا يعيشون من أجلهم. ففي طرقات فلسطين رائحة الدم تتطايرها الرياح، وفي كل شبر طفل قتل، وامرأة ثقلى، وزوج فاقد لأسرته، وأولاد بلا أمهات، ونساء بلا أزواج، بل وعائلات كاملة لم يبقى من يبكيها. إخواني، ما يحدث في قطاع غزة من قصف وحصار وهو جريمة حرب لا يمكن أن تمر مرور الكرام. إن أنبياء إن أبناء غزة ضحايا لظلم وعدوان، وهم يستحقون منا كل الدعم والمساعدة. إخواني، إن نصرة غزة واجب ديني وأخلاقي لا بد له منه، وقد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: المؤمن للمؤمن كالبنيان يشد بعضه بعضا وشبك بين أصابعه. ويقول صلى الله عليه وسلم: من كان في هاجة أخيه كان الله في هاجته. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام: والله في عون العبد ما كان العبد في عون أخيه. فانفقوا عباد الله في سبيل الله، وانصروا إخوانكم الفلسطينيين بكل دعم ومساندة، وبدعائكم ينصركم الله. اللهم انصر من نصر دينك، وانصر على أهل غزة، واحفظهم من شرور أعدائهم. اللهم اجعل كلمتهم، اللهم اجمع كلمتهم ووحد صفهم. اللهم ارحم شهداءهم وابرئ جرحاهم واشف مرضاهم. اللهم اجعل غزة أرضا مباركة، وأهلها سببا لإحياء دينك، وأمة آمنة قوية. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم، ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. اللهم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه، ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له، ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك، وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: ارحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر، وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر، وأصدقهم حياء عثمان، وأقضاهم علي، وفاطمة سيدة النساء أهل الجنة، والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة، وحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله، والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه، وأعد لهم جنات تجري تحت الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا. ذلك الفوز العظيم. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر إخوان المسلمين في غزة، اللهم أيدهم بتأييد غيبك، اللهم انصرهم بنصرة غيبك. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. Straighten your lines. Make sure your lines are straight. Fill in the gaps.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور، ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون. هو الذي خلقكم من طين ثم قضى أجلا، وأجل مسمى عنده، ثم أنتم تمترون. وهو الله في السماوات وفي الأرض، يعلم سركم وجهركم ويعلم ما تكسبون. وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Inshallah, we have the tickets here for the barbecue, which is on the 2nd of December. Tickets is $10 each, and we also need a few brothers to sponsor the chickens. One box is for $85. These are hand-cut halal chicken. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma as-salam wa minka as-salam wa ilayka yarji'u as-salam tabarak wa ta'ala ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin.